Hi everyone, Michelle here. I'm going to do a ring pour today with just the primary colors and white because I really love those. These are probably still my favorite things to do because the results of all the colors you get is just phenomenal to me. And I'm working on a 30 by 40 canvas. You probably really can't see it, but I'll switch the view when I start to pour them. Right now I'm just going to layer my cups. I have measuring cups here. These are great. I get them at Walmart and they're like $1 each or something like that. But they're easy to use and easy to tell the amount I need. And I need 42 ounces for the 30 by 40 inch canvas. So I'm just going to do 3 cups each, which will give me 48, which I like because it gives me a little extra to work with as far as the design. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to put, I don't want to start with a whole bunch of white because I don't want a bunch of white in the center. So I'm just going to layer just a touch of white in each one. And I'm going to pour down the sides just because it's less messy, I guess. But, so I guess I'm going to start with, I never start with red because I don't want a ton of pink in it, and that's what'll happen. So I guess I'm going to start with the blue. You know what? I'm going to take these sticks out for now. And I'm just going to alternate the order of these. And I usually do about 3 layers. I do have white satin enamels mixed in with the white to give it a little bit of a cloud effect with my rings. So I have a returning customer at one of my festivals, and I guess his favorite color is lilac. So I want to see if I can get some lilac in here for him. Not because I anticipate him purchasing the piece, just, you know, I think one of the most challenging things for fluid artists or even traditional artists with a paintbrush is, what do you paint? What's your inspiration? So that's kind of my inspiration for this. That's all. I'm trying to do, since it's going to be 2 ring pours, I'm going to do 2. I am trying to put equal amounts, but that's not always going to work. So let me go in with the blue. Actually, crap. I want some white. So using the white, sometimes I'll do a dirty pour in here just so it churns up and mixes really good because that's what gives you all the colors. And sometimes I just do it evenly. I think I'm just going to layer like I normally do on this round. All right, so let's some blue. And this, I want to do a red and yellow mixture. But that could definitely result in a hot mess. So let's just do it this way. I tend to use more the yellow than I do the red. I'm going to do the red again, a little bit of red. And then I think I'm going to dirty pour my white this time. I'm going to come in some good amount of blue. Let's do the yellow next. And then I'm dirty pour the white again. There's really no rhyme or reason to how you mix it. It's just, if you think about how the colors mix, how these colors mix, that's gonna give you kind of an indication of the majority of the color you're gonna get in the painting. What else do I have in here? I think I'm gonna do some more yellow. I'm just finishing these up. I am almost at 3 cups for each one. So there's really not much red left. What I am a little nervous about is the amount of paint I used. When I do my pearl pours, like Sarah Taylor from Sarah Taylor Modern Art, I always use too much paint. And I never seem to dump enough paint off. So you really probably can't see my dribble. It's relatively, I won't say it's relatively thick, but it's not as thick as a bloom. Not my blooms. This is the formula I use for my straight pours and ring pours. Actually, I can show you. Can you see that? I hope you can. So I will use glue in some of these ring pours. This is a good thickening agent, and it doesn't, it's just a norm. It's like any other pouring medium we use. It's liquid. It's gonna, help the paint move. But the 400 grams here is 70% glue and 30% water. And Julie Cutts used to use it. I haven't watched her videos in a while. And it's actually quite effective. I have found that using silicone, if I do that, which is a very rare occasion now, you get good cells and they hold. They don't get all wonky and wobbly because it's thick. But then typically I'll add some of that, and then the GAC 800, 100 grams of that, the Floetrol, 100 grams of that, and then 100 grams of paint. And that gives me the consistency I like to use for these. All right, let me clean this up. I don't know why, because I'm about to pour paint on it, but you know what? You can kind of see how it's starting to affect when you mix these colors together. And there is no silicone in this, none. I've steered away from it because of the resin issue, because it never fails every time. Something I want to resin, if I've used silicone in it, I can't. It's just too much of a hassle to try to get it out. So anyways. All right, so here's my 2 cups. We are sitting at 3, I hope. Oh, this one's a little shy of 3. This one is right on it, so it's all good. It's going to come out in the wash either way. Let me rearrange and then I'll pour it. All right. Oh, I need to center it again for you guys. This is, I'm going to put down a tad of flow extender. And for some reason, this canvas did not level. I don't know why. But I am going to push it more that way. So I have more room over here. So paint does not run off. All right, so now it is, test its level. Oh, let's talk about the green while I'm pouring this. I'm going to put a little bit of flow extender down just to help the paint spread so it doesn't roll over each other too much. This is slightly thinner. Hopefully it won't give me a ton of pearls, but we shall see. All right. I'm gonna do, doesn't really matter. You can kind of start to see some of the effects going on in here. So I'm going to pour slowly. I pour relatively close because I want my rings. I don't want a big mixture. And I just rotate it around just depending on what's coming out. And then I'll just put that over there. All right. If you want deeper colors, use less white. If you want more pastel-y, use more white. It's really kind of how it goes. I'll do this second cup. I'm not getting the lilac I had hoped for, but that's okay. Give me another excuse to paint some more. All right. You can definitely see some of the clouds. And I do have pearls popping up, which is okay. No big deal. I am going to add a little bit of flow extender around the edges. I'm just using the leftover here for the corners. So it gets to the corner easier. When it does, it's got something to work with, you know. If you don't like the way it looks, it's okay. It's going to go off anyways. little more. I'll rinse these out and reuse them. Super handy. All right, let's do flow extender. I'm not going to put a lot because, well, I said that and there I go. There should be enough paint. There's no enamels in that, just my formula. All right, where shall we go? Got a lot of clouds coming up already. I don't know which way I want to go. You're not going to be able to see some of this. I apologize. It's a big canvas, so let's just move it a little. Keep some definition in there. And since I did 2 of these, they are going to get wonky. They are not going to stay the same. So, I think I'm going to go there. Actually, I'm going to go there, and then we'll work from that angle and figure out what to do next. I'm going to put a little more extender. Through here. Oh, the canvas. Let's talk about the green. So this is a canvas I had poured something on. I didn't like it. And, ooh, what is that? I didn't coat it with anything. So in order to reuse it, I'll put spray paint on it because, you know, spray paint's not water soluble. And so then I don't have the issue of the paint lifting. Hand out of there. I'm just going along to make sure I did cover. Canvas. All right. Trying to decide what I want to take off, and because I do need to take off a little more paint. I'm not real thrilled with that. And also pouring some of the paint off opens up the lines and really helps with the design. I think since the weight of my paint is still over here, I'm going to pour some of this off and then bring it back and kind of recenter it to see. There's some colors over there I really like, but I'm just not thrilled with how it turned out in that perspective. So all right, so I'm going to bring it back this way now. If I can. So I am trying to angle it to where it kind of catches that whole edge over here to include the corner. Almost there. There. More to the liking, actually. I need to do a little more on that corner. I apologize if you can't see. There. Now I'm just going to bring it back a little, just to kind of recenter the paint some. Not a lot, just a touch. And put my I don't know why this canvas worked like it did, but it did. Clean out my hands. Kind of looks like parts of a sunset peeking through the clouds. It's a little lighter than what I had planned, but I do like it. It's got some interest in it, and it's got some much softer coloring. Remember when I was layering, I said I typically don't want to put the white and the pink next to each other because it does give it definitely got some pink going. Nothing wrong with pink, just not what I was looking for. I do have a lot of pale green through here, but it's hard to see. It's hard to see on camera. So let me center that a little more. If I can get you down so you can see this edge. There we are. That's that. One of my favorite colors that comes out in this every time I do it is like this greenish teal. It's kind of hard to see, but like right in there. Really like it. So the canvas, when I repainted it, I had added some texture to it just to see what the results would turn out. But I don't know that we're actually going to see much texture once it dries, because the paint is thicker, so it's going to fill in more than anything when it dries. If the paint's really thin and it dries, it'll show a lot more texture. But since this is, you know, like a cloud pearl pour, but since this is thicker, I don't think it will. But anyhow, I think I'm okay with this. I'll pop some bubbles. I will not reuse this paint because it turns kind of a muddy, ugly color. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'll probably put it in catch it in something and just see. And when you add resin to this, the result you get is just phenomenal. All right, I'll get you down closer. Before I give you close up, I wanted to explain something. So you see when pouring, or you understand how your design comes about when pouring. Okay, remember the two rings I did, right? And then they met here in the center. And then I poured that way, then I think I went that way, then I came down here. And then I know this was my last corner. I may have done that one, reverse these. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I can remember, and if you go back and look at the video, there was red and kind of the different, there wasn't a lot of blue, there was a lot of reddish, orangish, yellowish, earth tony color where the two rings met. And that is what's running through the center because of the way it was poured and or the way it was tilted. So I do also know that I have more white than what I wanted because of the dirty pouring that I did with the white on several occasions. That really churned it up and really lightened everything out. So then when I poured through the center, there was a more white on this edge of that ring, and there was more this red mauve color that you see on this side of the ring. So that's what that's what created part of this design. The pearls you see, there's a few through here. There's more in that corner. See if I can move the camera a little. There's more in that corner than anywhere else, and that was because the flow extender that I have, I think, had some satin enamel in it, which is the enamel part is what's going to create all these little pearls that are here. So that went off first against there was a good bit of extender there, and that's what created these. And then when I did it up here, before I really stretched it out, there was a lot of them here as well. So I'm okay with some of the pearls coming through. I think it just adds more interest. These are more of the clouds that we're used to, and these over here, these down here. They look like boulders to me. They don't look like pearls. They don't look like clouds. They look like boulders. So that is the majority of what you see through here. The rings held from the perspective of, you can definitely see the lines through here, but when you stretch it, especially when you're not doing a square canvas, when you're doing a rectangle canvas, it's going to be expected. You are going to lose some of the roundness in it. So, but it's still holding there. This was the center on this ring, and then this was the center on the one I did here. So if you're curious, if you're new to fluid art, and you're just wondering how the results came about, that's kind of a breakdown of it. So now I'll get you closer. All right, so you can definitely see the cloud as it's referred to, although I think they look like rocks. And you can see them in various areas through here. And some of them are big and stretched out, kind of like, I think Julie refers to them as an intestine looking thing. But you can see them all through here. So, and then you can see the rings that remained. Quite a bit in here. And you got some pearls, and they're kind of multicolored. They're hard to see on camera, especially with this glare that I can't get rid of. That's that mixture of that color I love. I'm gonna start calling them boulders. Clouds, aka boulders. More of them in here. They're just not round. They're elongated. So, and here are the pearls that I kept. If you look from this angle, you can still see the rings. They're just, stretched. So, and the same with over here. You can see them. They're just not round. They're not in a circle. They're elongated because of the stretching. So that's from this perspective. We'll go this way. And from the other perspective. Less white and less dirty pour white equates to more of this. Yep. So I like it though. It's very, very neutral, but it's got, of course, that pop of yellow color, not yellow, reddish with some other colors through it. It's really you're really going to be able to see all these little colors when I add some resin. So that's why I love doing these. One, you never know how they're going to turn out. And two, they just bring so much more color than just the primaries in there. And you can see it when you are looking at it up close, or when you put resin on it. See? It's going to look pretty cool, I think. Once it dries, I'll let it dry or cure. It'll dry, and then I'll set it aside and let it cure for 30 days. Then I'll add some resin, and you'll be good to go. And the olive green, goldy, whatever some people call it, baby puke green or baby poo green, it won't come through. So, All right, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and go mix it up. Bye now.